Most creators and marketers focus on obvious strategies for growth, so posting consistently, using trending audio, and engaging with comments. While these are solid foundations, they aren't enough anymore. The real secret to mastering short-form video growth is behavior-based content engineering. That's why I developed the SCALE formula, a structured approach that will help you work with social media algorithms instead of consistently fighting them. This formula is based on how social media networks operate today. So the SCALE formula consists out of strategy, content, attention, leverage, and ecosystem. So let's start with strategy. Chasing followers should not be your main strategy in 2025. Honestly, most platforms don't even care anymore about the amount of followers you have. Years ago, your content was primarily shown to the followers or subscribers you have on your social media platforms. But that's no longer the case. Social media platforms, especially TikTok or Instagram Reels, and even YouTube Shorts, they prioritize an interest-based feed. So an interest-based feed ultimately means that your content is being pushed to users who engage with similar topics. And this is an amazing opportunity for business owners and creators to get the content, so whether it's your products, your services, or your expertise, seen by people who would otherwise not have seen it. This is also really great for creators who are just starting out on social media. And if you're wondering how to become a creator in 2025 and what's important, you can always check out my video that I filmed, really losing the mindset of that followers is everything and really diving into that content is everything is the ultimate mind switch. This growth hack is huge for business owners because it means your content has the potential to reach people who would have otherwise not seen it. Attract the right audience by optimizing your content with keywords, caption, and spoken words. Yes, AI definitely listens. Instead of focusing on growing your follower count, focus on creating content that aligns with your ideal audience and what they're searching for. So for example, let's say you're creating marketing related content. Include marketing tips, content strategy, or AI tools in your caption, and also say these phrases out loud in your videos so the algorithm can categorize your content. Next in the SCALE formula is C, and C stands for content. The longer someone is consuming your content, the longer they're watching your videos, the more the algorithm will push out your content. So these are retention signals that are being sent back to the platform so they can see how well your content is performing. Platforms like TikTok make it super easy to swipe through videos and spend hours watching without you even realizing it. And that is really the key of those platforms. They want to hook the viewers, they want to keep them engaged on the platforms. And if your content is doing that, if your content is hooking all those viewers, then your content will be shown to more people, will be prioritized. Also, user-generated content is one of the most addicting types of videos out there. That's why you see a lot of brands, especially on TikTok, tapping into that user-generated pool, so working with influencers for them to show the products, to create videos that organically fit into the platform. The whole swiping and how the platforms are designed is really meant for our brain to get stimulated. Especially now, our brains need a constant stimulation, especially with the introduction of short-form video content. I mean, have you caught yourself scrolling through your TikTok videos while watching a movie? Yep, me too. I catch myself many times instantly reaching for my phone when there's a commercial break, an advertisement break in between a show that I'm watching, just to swipe through more content on my phone. Because the reality is, we are constantly on a search for this high, for this dopamine high, which we get from scrolling through the social media platforms. And business owners can take this to their advantage. When you think about social media, when you think about scrolling through social media, it's a little bit like a casino. So when you go to a casino, and you use those slot machines, they are designed to keep you engaged. They are designed for you to spend more money and ultimately then lose all your money. But all the flashing lights, the colors, the noises, it's really giving you this high because you think, wow, this is so fun doing it. And social media platforms are doing the same thing. They're hooking you by swiping, by making it very easy to go from video to video so you can spend hours on those platforms. Because again, your brain really likes doing that stuff. And while you can argue whether this is good or bad, I'm not here to argue whether it's good or bad. I'm just here to tell you that as a business owner, you can definitely take advantage of that. The trick in getting someone to consume your videos more or consume your videos longer is by creating micro pattern disruptions. These disruptions will force the viewers to stay on your video longer, to consume more of your content. What do I mean by micro pattern disruptions? Use jump cuts every 1 to 3 seconds to reset the attention. When you look at videos, a lot of videos have a cut after a second or after 2 seconds or maximum after 3 seconds to really keep you engaged on the video. Look at a really high performing video. You will find different camera angles in the video because a new camera angle signals, oh, this might be something new, and it again keeps us engaged. You also want to use subtle text animations. Not too much, do not overwhelm your viewers, but again, these text or these animation on screen will also keep your brain engaged. Another great tip is to loop your videos seamlessly. And it's a little bit of an art to do this, but if you are able to loop your video without the viewer noticing it, or at least the viewer will notice it after a few seconds, like, hey, I already watched this video. But it's a seamless transition between the end and the beginning of the video. And this tricks the algorithm into thinking that people are watching your videos longer or they're watching them multiple times, meaning your video, again, will be pushed more to other viewers. For example, have you ever wondered why those videos, wait until the end, perform so well? They exploit the retention signal, forcing users to stick around. Because people think like, well, I want to watch what's happening at the end. I want to stay around. Next in our scale formula is A, and A stands for attention. I see a lot of bad videos out there where the video starts with, hey guys, or welcome back to my channel, or some random brand introduction. You need to stop doing that. You need to stop doing that immediately. The first 0.5 seconds will determine whether someone is going to watch your video or not. It's all about using the right hook to catch the viewer's attention and to get favored by the algorithm. And a hook doesn't always need to start with, I bet you didn't know, or I couldn't live without this marketing tool. But it can also start with a mid-action shot. So for example, you running and jumping off a cliff. I don't know, maybe you are a professional cliff diver. Or maybe something that's a little bit less dramatic than jumping off a cliff. You can also just start with a super shocked face. You can also use the curiosity approach by saying, you won't believe this. Or you can make it more personal by saying, here's why your Instagram isn't growing. So for example, instead of saying, here are 3 Instagram mistakes, you can say, these Instagram mistakes are ruining your reach. Or if your engagement is dropping, here's why. These hooks are just a little bit more engaging than saying, here are 3 Instagram mistakes. Because again, we have fear included. We have a call out included by like, hey, these mistakes are ruining your reach. Like these are very harsh words that will prevent someone from scrolling. Or here is why your Instagram engagement is dropping. These are all really strong callouts. You can also leverage hidden engagement signals. So there are obvious engagement signals, comments, likes, shares. These are obvious. But you can use these hidden engagement signals to really grow your account and get noticed by the algorithm. But what are these hidden engagement signals? Hidden engagement signals come in a variety of ways. So for example, on Instagram, you can post a carousel. And within your carousel post, it could either be a little mini tutorial, it can be a tip that you're sharing. You can turn a blog post into a carousel, whatever you want to do. And each card, so each individual carousel post contains one talking point. And now when your audience is going to your carousel post and they're swiping through your post, they're stopping at each card and they're swiping all the way through, this is a hidden engagement signal that signals to the algorithm that your post is important. The more time they spend on your Instagram carousel, reading through all the cards, swiping through all the cards, the better your post will perform. And the same idea works in the video. So instead of posting one long form video or let's say a 1-minute video or a 2-minute video, I know that TikTok allows you to even upload 10-minute videos. So instead of doing that, slice the one video into 2 videos. And then at the end of video 1, you tell your viewers, go and watch part 2. Obviously, we want to know what's happening in part 2. So we're going to your profile to find part 2 and to consume your second video. This is another hidden engagement signal that signals, okay, I consumed one of the videos, then I went to the creator's profile to consume more videos. That means that all of your videos might be important, or at least the first video that triggered all that engagement. It's a great video, so it gets favored by the algorithm. Even if you're not posting a carousel, but simple call outs, for example, save this post so you don't forget it, or save this post for easy access, are other great call to actions to include in your caption to create more buzz and to create more of these hidden engagement signals for the algorithm. When it comes to carousel posts or when it comes to reels, what always works great, let's say you talk about a minute tutorial, or you're sharing a tip, or you're sharing a story, you can always say, if you have a carousel, swipe to see the secret tip at the end, or stay around for my secret tip at the end. Something down those lines. This will increase time that the user will spend on the post because they want to know your secret tip. And again, it signals to the algorithm that your content is more engaging. And last but not least, in scale, we have E. And E stands for ecosystem. Most people post randomly without a strategy for keeping people in their content ecosystem. The trick is content stacking. And now you might ask yourself, I have no clue what a content ecosystem is, and I have no idea what content stacking is. I got you. Content stacking means strategically creating content around one topic, such as increasing engagement on Instagram. Within this topic, you can have 6 videos. And then each video will reference the other video in the sequence. This way, your viewers are more enticed to check out your profile to find all the other videos belonging to this one sequence. And in ecosystem, the ecosystem refers to cross-posting your short-form content to other platforms to attract other viewers on other platforms. I always recommend changing the caption of your videos depending on the social network you're posting to. While you can use the same video, think about the platforms you're posting to. People on TikTok talk differently than people on LinkedIn, and you might have different goals of what you want to achieve on each of those platforms. So LinkedIn might be more for you to generate actual leads, whereas TikTok, you might use it for brand awareness. So think about where you're posting it and then slightly adjust the caption. And you can post a TikTok first, and then you can repurpose it on Instagram Reels, then you can post on your YouTube Shorts, and then you can post it on your LinkedIn video feed. You also want to create a follow-up post referencing past videos. So for example, you can say, if you liked my last post about engagement hacks, here's another trick. And then people read this, if you liked my last post about engagement hacks, and then be like, I don't know you had this. Let me go to your profile. Let me find the video about engagement hacks. Again, create a series to hook the viewers instead of just individual posts. You can even use call to actions such as comment for part 2, watch part 2, and then people hopefully frantically trying to find part 2 to watch it to signal to the algorithm that your content is king. The scale formula is my strategy to create content that help you to grow your channel, but that also helps you to get more eyeballs on your content. So implement the scale formula and see how it works out for you. And if you need any help creating content, if you want me to review your content, or if you want help in general with your business, you can always reach out to me at Nina@thesocialwisdom. You know, I've been doing marketing for the past decade. I know what's working and I know what's not working. So definitely hit me up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And that also led us yet to the end of another episode of the Content Marketing Cheat Sheet podcast. I'm so glad you tuned in today, and I cannot wait to see you next week. Until then, goodbye. How we say in Germany, auf Wiedersehen.